So, in modern society, we have a lot of people who have children that's autistic, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm not gonna say that it's a trend. It's not a trend, it's a crisis. And somebody is to blame. We gotta point the finger at somebody, right? Because I don't know about y'all, but in my mind, you can blame it on vaccines, you can blame it on the chemicals, you can blame it on the Similac. But I'm gonna say it like this, I'm gonna tell you what it really is. It's all of the above. It's all of it, it's all bull. We all are on the spectrum. I'm just gonna be 100 with you. Majority of people are on the spectrum. And what do I mean by that? You got a lack of awareness. The foods you eat all got chemicals in them. It keep you from being aware of things. I'm just being 100. I'm being totally 100 right now. But when you got children that's autistic, children that came into this world, that they didn't choose to come into this world. They just came into this world. They wanted to have a fighting chance of being the best version of themselves. So when I sit up and see people who choose to try to capitalize off of people who have children that are autistic, we ain't going for that. You gonna try to capitalize off my kids that got autism instead of coming up with solutions to the problem? I'm gonna tell you what the solutions is. Holistic healing. The shit you can't capitalize off of. They don't wanna talk about that though. They don't wanna get to the nitty gritty of the nitty gritty, you know what I'm saying? Anything that's got to do with chemicals, that's the devil. Them are the archives, chemicals, facts, that's facts. I don't care what nobody say. Cause nature, that's God. That's God right there. Now, if we were still stuck on natural ways of doing things, natural ways of eating, natural ways of living, it wouldn't be no autism. I promise you. It wouldn't be no lack of awareness amongst people. People would be intelligent, innovative, peaceful, happy, joy. It wouldn't be no violence. What we need violence for, the only time we should be killing anything is if we about to eat it. You know what I'm saying? That's just facts. Now, we going to war to conquer land. We live on a planet that's abundant, full of land. It's full of land. What we got to fight for land for? It was never about the land. It was always about the capitalism. And in America, what was the first capitalism in America? Do you know? Slavery. Slavery was the first form of capitalism. And my people, you know what I'm saying? So look, I was talking to my girl yesterday about some things, right? And we was talking about how, basically, we do got people in this country that's indigenous, right? Not everybody was a slave. If you ask me, it was only 388,000 people that came across to America, to North America, on that slave ship. Where did they go to? They went to North Carolina, they went to the port of Georgia, and then guess what though? They created this term Negro, right? Negro, that only mean black. That's a Spanish word for black. We know that, you know what I'm saying? So when Spain came over here, you know what I'm saying, and France and all that, they were speaking Spanish, you know what I'm saying? So they labeled the black people Negro. So what they say, because we got the the transatlantic slave trade, now because when slaves started running away and becoming a part of the indigenous tribes, they decided, you know what, that's not good for capitalism. So what they say? They decided to say, you know what, anybody of a certain complexion that's darker than mulatto, we're gonna enslave them. We're gonna take them away from the indigenous tribe and we're gonna enslave them. Now, did they enslave every single indigenous black tribe in America? No, they did not. So yeah, that's where the confusion come into place. Yeah, it was definitely, you might got ancestors who was never enslaved, but at the same time, you might still have ancestors who were enslaved. That's how they go. You could be white, black, Mexican, it don't matter. It only take 3-4 generations for you to look like somebody else. It only take 3-4 generations. So you just gotta tap in with who you are, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta get on Ancestry.com, you ain't gotta do none of that. All you gotta do is look at lineage. Go back as far as you can. And don't be confused about it. If you can't go back too far, don't be confused about it. Just know who you are. Go where you resonate. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel it, because it's in the DNA. So look, that's another reason why they want to keep us down with all these chemically induced products, because they know when that frequency get to rising up, that's when all your memories get to coming back. You might start remembering past lives and things of that nature. I'm just being 100 with you. You might start remembering past lives. You know what I'm saying? You might be like, dang, I think I was a white person in my past life. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Or you might have been a part of something different. I'm just saying. You never really know. But don't be confused about it. Find understanding in that. See, when you can't find understanding in that, that's what keep us divided. That's how they conquer your ass. You know what I'm saying? They divide and conquer. You know what I'm saying? But we want to be unified. So it's unity amongst all people. That's what the Rainbow Coalition was all about up there in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just no Black Panthers. It was black people, Mexican, and white people that came all together. Who didn't like that? The people that ran capitalism, they ain't like that. I ain't saying no names. I'm just telling you what it was. I'm just giving it how I received. This ain't about no revenge. It's all about redemption. I want everybody to have understanding of what really went down. Cause that's how it went down. You know what I'm saying? Now, did black people get oppressed for hundreds of years? Definitely, black people got oppressed for hundreds of years. But when we looking at today, so this is what they do. They put the most powerful on the bottom, right? And they oppress everything up into the top. That's that pyramid scheme for you right there. So basically, whoever at the bottom, however they treat them, they treat everybody above them the same way. You know what I'm saying? So they try to hold everybody down. But then you just get a little bit, you just ain't held down as much as the people at the very bottom. So you feel like you got something better than the people at the bottom. So now you think your shit don't stink. You think you better than somebody. You ain't better than nobody. You still being divided so they can conquer your ass. That's mental slavery for you right there. It ain't gotta be physical slavery. It's mental slavery. And because they keep you held down without the chemicals, now it's spiritual warfare. You know what I'm saying? You can't even get back to your spirit. You can't even communicate with your ancestors. Now how you communicate with your ancestors, you gotta be at a frequency of at least 200, 300, 400. You don't even know how to get to that frequency. It's all about your energy in motion. You know what I'm saying? Now find out what energy in motion mean, and you'll understand what emotion you need to be in. You know what I'm saying? Just like Jesus Christ. That's how Jesus had that power. Because Jesus operated from love. You know what I'm saying? That's how Gandhi had that power. Because Gandhi operated for peace. You get what I'm saying? But what this society teaches us? What this society teaches us? Anybody operating from love and peace, oh, that's weak. They try to tell you that's weak. They want you to be angry, violent. You know what I'm saying? No, that's weak. You can't control your emotions. That's weak. Now ask anybody, man or woman, somebody who can't control their emotions, is that weak or is that strong? You can't control yourself. You are empowered. You are empowered by external forces. That's not power. Power comes from within. You get what I'm saying? Power comes from within. They tell you that God is outside of yourself. No, God is within. I'm just being 100 with you. Shit, if I'm lying, I'm dying. Shit, I'm telling the truth. I still might be going. Matter of fact, we all gotta go one day. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? If it was holistic healing, then you might be living 800, 900 years like them folks in the Bible, but you can't do that in the society I live in because, well, we got the capitalistic society. They got oil, the petroleum products that's got the atmosphere so gone from the chemicals that's in the car and the exhaust system and all that. You know what I'm saying? It all work in sync with each other. So, you know what? People probably don't live more than 100 years where we at in our modern society in America. But I guarantee that it's somewhere across this land, across this globe that we live on, if you subscribe to the earth being round, that is, you know what I'm saying? I guarantee it's somebody a little bit 140, 150, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying though. But you gotta understand, we are a collective. So you can't just be no one person that's 300, 400, 500 years old. But guess what though? It just might be. If you go look into Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, Supernatural Human or something, I think that's what it's called. In the beginning of the book, he talked about somebody who lived to be 200, 300 years old. Now, what did that man do? That man was living in the Himalayas up there where the atmosphere was good. He knew how to meditate. He knew how to, he knew about body postures and all this different stuff that to keep your frequency and all your organs intact so you can live a long, happy, peaceful, joyful life. But we don't know about that. Ain't that right, King? That's a baby king right there, you know what I'm saying? And shit, this the king right here, do you feel me? King of kings, you know what I'm saying? Waking up more kings just from spreading that. Look, each one teach one. Just from me spreading the message, I'm activating your light codes, your DNA. You starting now, your soul is like, hold on, this sound good. Let me compartmentalize all this good stuff where I put all the good stuff at. And I'm gonna compartmentalize all the bad stuff where I put all the bad stuff at. So when it's time for me to wake up, I know I'm gonna have, look, this is what we call total recall of what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's how they go. So look, I'm gonna just break some things down for y'all. This that 369 level of awareness. It's that non-ether awareness. You get what I'm saying? This cosmic awareness right here. Matter of fact, this the 6. This ain't even a 9. This a 3-6 for you. You know what I'm saying? This that 666 mark of the beast that they want y'all to be scared of. You know what I'm saying? That's that ideology for you. That's that indoctrination. Now we don't even want to talk about indoctrination because that's why so many of my people don't even want to tap in with the Bible no more. Because they done convinced you that tapping in with that Bible is what held you down in the first place. Even them got you thinking that it's keeping you from empowering yourself. Look, when you read the Bible, just find what you understand. Just look for the stuff that you actually do understand and operate from there. Anything that's got you confused, take it with a grain of salt, hold on to it, and then when you find understanding, you be like, oh, now I get it. It might not come in one day. It might not come in 1 year. But look, you're gonna run across somebody that get it. And they're gonna be able to lace you up on game, and then you can compartmentalize that for your soul to put that on the good side of things. You know what I'm saying? Because it's good versus bad. That's duality. That's the law of polarity. That's a universal law. So you tap in with a real one. I'm gonna make sure you stay on game. I'll show you.